Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, ready for another Monster-Mash-Up this week? For any of you that don't know, all you have to do is write down in the comment section a character, creature, concept, anything really. Just write down one thing, and then I'll take your idea, maybe, and mix it up with like somebody else's idea, and I mash them up into something fresh and new to create some cool new monster designs or vibes or whatever. Alright, so let's get started. So for this week, we're going to be doing Reboot Andraia and Halo's Cortana. Where are my Reboot fans at? Andraia? Oh my gosh, smoking hot, her and Matrix, smoking hot couple, like for real, that show, Reboot, was awesome. I loved the whole thing. I loved it all growing up. I watched it as a kid and it was just the coolest. That's like when 3D graphics too were really young for TV shows, and it was just so dope. As for Cortana, I don't know anything about Halo. I've never played a single Halo game in my life. I did own an Xbox for like a portion of my growing up, living out on my own first apartment adventures, but I bought it straight up for Gears of War. And I didn't really play much else because, you know, back then I would be paying for school and going to school full-time and working almost full-time so I could pay for my apartment and going for school, and, you know, like, basically, I didn't have a lot of time for a lot of games, so whenever I play a game, I usually devote myself to maybe one or two. I don't know if any of you have had that experience. Like, some people just like to just focus on one game for years and years at a time, too, you know? There ain't nothing wrong with that. These days, I have a hard time playing games at all. But I mean, I try to get in my gaming whenever I can. Speaking of games, that was awesome in Reboot. Whenever that GameCube would come down, you always had that like hype, and it was like, oh man, what's it gonna be? And we'll never forget that Mortal Kombat episode because that was so hardcore. Alright, let's talk about Andraia's design. I mean, she's like this pretty fish girl. You know, she's show-offish, super hardcore. As for Cortana, I don't understand. Like, she's just straight up naked. I guess it's because she's an AI program. I mean, who knows? She looks like she's got like this digital type of clothing on. So for my sketch, I really, you know, mashing them up together, I wanted to create like a whole platform where it looked like she was using digital stuff. Give that like computer vibe where she's in the computer. Because, you know, technically both of these characters are artificial intelligences. I give her the little starfish, some flowing hair, kind of feels like a mashup between two of them. I thought it'd be cool to put a little bit of color here and there, then the ones and zeros Matrix style, obviously, to give off that touch. This was an epic one. So for any of you not following me on my social medias, you probably should. Why not? It costs you nothing and you get to see all my new sketches every single week. That's where I put them, so whenever I mash stuff up, you'll find them there. You can always follow me on Patreon too for $3 a month. It's pretty cheap and you get high resolution files to all of this. But the real reason you follow me on Patreon is just to support more content like this, because I do it all for free anyway. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you all next week. Bye!